My daughter, listen to me. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not just existing. You are known by God. He sees you. He hears you. And He is with you. This is not poetic. It is not just comforting. It is truth. And truth does not need permission to be real. It just is. Before you were ever placed in your mother's womb, you were already an idea in the mind of God. You were conceived in eternity and deployed into time. You are not a product of biology. You are the result of divine strategy. You carry the fingerprints of divinity on your very soul. You are more than what they see. You are more than what you have gone through. You are more than what life has thrown at you. God sees you. Not just the version you present to the world, but the one behind the smile, behind the duties, behind the pain. He sees the tears you cry in silence, the battles you fight in private, the questions you never dare to voice. And let me tell you something, your God is not intimidated by your weakness. He is not put off by your brokenness. In fact, He draws near to it, because in your weakness, His strength is made perfect. You have never prayed a prayer He did not hear. Even the ones you prayed with trembling lips and an aching heart. Even the ones that never made it past your thoughts. He heard them all. And He responded, not always with the answer you expected, but with a purpose far beyond what you could imagine. There is purpose in you that hell cannot cancel. There is destiny in you that pain cannot destroy. Your worth is not up for debate. It was settled before the foundation of the world. God does not call you based on where you are, but based on what He placed in you before time began. My daughter, you carry divine content. You are not empty. You are not waiting to be filled. You are waiting to be unleashed. Do not measure your life by your current situation. A seed does not look like a tree, but inside the seed, the tree is already finished. You are still unfolding, still growing, still rising. What you are becoming has already been decided by heaven. Your job is not to strive, but to align. Align your mind with His truth. Align your identity with His word. Align your walk with His Spirit. You may feel alone, but you are not abandoned. He is with you. Not just in church, not just when you feel spiritual. He is with you in the kitchen, in the boardroom, in the hospital, in the storm, in the silence. And if He is with you, that means you are never without strength, never without help, never without hope. The enemy has tried to distort your identity. Life has tried to bury your voice, but heaven still calls you daughter. And when heaven speaks, all of hell must stand still. My daughter, it is time to remember who you are. It is time to stop surviving and start living. The kingdom needs what you carry. The earth is waiting for your manifestation. The world may have ignored you, but the King has appointed you. You are not an accident. You are not here by mistake, by coincidence, or by some random collision of events. Your presence on this earth is the evidence of divine intent. Long before your parents knew each other, long before your name was spoken in the earth, you were already known in eternity. God, in His infinite wisdom, designed you with purpose in mind. He orchestrated your existence not as an afterthought, but as a deliberate act of purpose and precision. The world may label people as unplanned, unwanted, or insignificant, but heaven never uses such language. You were not a surprise to God. Your life was authored by a Creator who does nothing by accident. He does not make mistakes. Everything about you, your gender, your voice, your personality, your gifts, your passions, was crafted intentionally to fulfill a specific assignment in the earth. You are a solution wrapped in skin, born into a generation that needs what you carry. Even if circumstances around your birth were painful, confusing, or even shameful to others, the fact that you made it here is proof that purpose overrode pain. Purpose always prevails over circumstance. Your value is not diminished by how your life started. It is confirmed by the fact that you are here. The enemy may have tried to convince you that you are just existing, but you are living on divine assignment. Your existence is prophetic. You are sent to this earth because something inside you is essential. You are not a mistake waiting to be corrected. You are a masterpiece waiting to be revealed. Every breath you take is evidence that God has not changed his mind about you. You matter, not because of what people say, but because of who designed you. God's presence defines your worth. Your value is not rooted in human approval, external achievement, or fleeting opinion. It is rooted in the fact that the eternal, all-powerful Creator chooses to dwell with you. What makes something valuable is not just what it is made of, but who is willing to be associated with it. The presence of God in your life is the highest affirmation of your significance. His nearness is not casual. It is intentional. It is the seal of divine worth. When God chose to place his Spirit in you, he was making a declaration to the world and to the heavens. This one belongs to me. He does not dwell in what is meaningless. He does not inhabit what is without value. His presence is reserved for what is sacred, for what carries destiny, and he chose you. That means your identity is not defined by your failures, your past, your background, or even your current condition. It is defined by the fact that God has made you his dwelling place. Many chase after status, recognition, or validation from others, hoping to feel valuable. But when you know that the King of all creation lives within you, you no longer beg for worth. You walk in it. You no longer live for validation. You live from it. The presence of God is not a feeling, it is a fact. And that fact confirms you are priceless. The world may overlook you. People may misunderstand you, and systems may try to define you, but none of those things carry the weight of God's presence. If he is with you, that alone is your worth, and no one can take that away. God sees beyond your circumstance. He is not limited by what surrounds you, nor is he confined to the present struggles that seem to define your life. While others may only see what you're going through, God sees where you're going. He sees not only the pain, the confusion, or the delay, but also the purpose, the growth, and the future that is being shaped through it all. Your current situation is not the full picture. It is a chapter, not the whole book. People often misjudge you based on where you are, what you have, or what you've lost. But God sees deeper. He sees the strength developing in your waiting. He sees the faith forming in your fire. He sees the testimony rising from your trial. He does not look at you through the lens of crisis, but through the lens of completion. While you are focused on surviving the moment, he is focused on fulfilling the mission. God is never surprised by hardship. Your struggle did not catch him off guard. He sees the end from the beginning, and he knows how to extract destiny from difficulty. What you see as delay, he sees as preparation. What you feel is breaking you, he is using to build you. His view is eternal, and his vision is not clouded by temporary conditions. This is why you must not let your circumstance become your identity. Where you are is not who you are. Your situation is not your definition. God sees you not as a victim, but as a vessel, not as broken, but becoming. Even if no one else understands your journey, God does. He sees beyond the surface, beyond the storm, beyond the season, and he is still writing your story. You were created with purpose. You are not a random event or a background character in life's unfolding drama. You are intentional. Before time began, before a single star was hung in the sky, your Creator had already designed you with a specific assignment in mind. Purpose is not something you earn. It is something you were born with. It is woven into your DNA, stamped on your soul, and breathed into your being by God himself. You were created as an answer to a problem in the earth. There is something you carry that no one else can release in the exact way you can. Your voice, your gifts, your presence, they are not just features of your personality. They are instruments of divine strategy. Purpose is not always loud or public. It is not limited to platforms or positions. Sometimes it moves quietly but powerfully, raising children, starting businesses, writing books, leading with integrity, healing hearts, or simply walking faithfully through seasons where others would give up. Nothing about you is wasted. Every experience, every success, every failure, every scar, they all become tools in the hands of a purposeful God. He uses it all. Your past doesn't cancel your purpose. In fact, it often clarifies it. The pain you endured may have been great, but so is the assignment you're being prepared for. God does not give purpose without also giving grace to walk in it. So stop comparing your path to someone else's. You weren't created to replicate. You were created to represent. You are a unique expression of God's intent on the earth. You are evidence that heaven has something specific it wants done in this generation. And because of that, you are necessary. You were created on purpose, for purpose. You are created with purpose. You are not simply occupying space or marking time. You are here by divine design. Long before your birth, you existed in the mind of God as an idea, a solution, a vessel carrying something the world would need. Purpose is not something you stumble upon by accident. It is the reason for your existence. You are not a carbon copy of anyone else. You are custom made for a divine assignment that only you can fulfill in the way that you were shaped to do it. Everything about you was crafted with intention. Your personality, your passions, your talents, even your struggles. None of it is meaningless. The gifts within you are not random. They are indicators of your assignment. What moves your heart is a clue to what you're called to heal, build, or transform. You were not made just to survive life. You were made to impact it, to bring light into darkness, to bring order where there is chaos, to bring hope where there is despair. Sometimes life's hardships and detours can cause you to question your value or your role, but purpose is not erased by pain. In fact, it is often refined by it. Even when you can't see the full picture, God is weaving every thread of your life into a greater tapestry. What feels like delay or confusion is often divine preparation. You are being shaped for what He's already planned. Don't let the world define your worth by titles, status, or applause. Purpose is not always glamorous, but it is always significant. You were not created to blend in. You were born to make a mark that echoes in eternity. There is something only you can do. Something only you were created to become, and that is why you are here. Seasons do not cancel calling. The time you're in may change, but what God has spoken over your life remains. Life moves in seasons, some full of clarity and momentum, others marked by silence, struggle, or waiting. But understand this, a difficult season is not a denial of your purpose. A delayed promise is not a canceled assignment. God does not revoke your calling because circumstances shift. He is not bound by time. He works through it. Your calling was declared in eternity, and eternity does not bow to temporary situations. The same God who called you in the light is still God when you're walking through the valley. What you're facing right now, whether it's obscurity, heartbreak, financial pressure, or inner doubt, cannot erase what God placed in you. In fact, seasons often reveal the depth of your calling. They train you, prepare you, and refine the character needed to carry what's coming next. Sometimes you'll go through seasons where nothing seems to align, where doors close and prayers seem unanswered. But don't misinterpret silence as absence. God is still working. And while you're waiting, He's developing you. David was anointed as king while still tending sheep. Joseph dreamed of rulership, but served in prison. Jesus himself spent 30 years in preparation for 3 years of public ministry. These were not wasted years. They were essential seasons. If you measure your calling by the visibility of your season, you'll constantly doubt yourself. But calling is not proven by applause. It's proven by obedience. Keep moving even if it's slow. Keep trusting even if you don't understand. Your season may change, but your purpose is anchored in something unshakable. Heaven does not change its mind just because the earth grows quiet. The season may test you, but it cannot cancel you. What God started, He will finish. God hears your silent prayers, the ones you never say out loud, the ones whispered through tears, buried in your heart, too deep or too heavy for words. He hears what your voice cannot express, what your soul aches over in the quiet places where no one else can see. You may feel overlooked, unheard, or forgotten by people, but heaven has never been deaf to your cries. God is not limited to language. He does not need volume to listen. He hears the language of your spirit, the trembling of your heart, the thoughts that rise in moments of desperation. When you sigh in exhaustion, when you sit in silence trying to make sense of the weight you carry, He hears all of it. He is not a distant observer. He is a present Father, attentive to every detail of your life. The silence of your mouth does not silence the voice of your soul before Him. Some of your most powerful prayers are the ones that never reach your lips, yet they reach the throne of God. The questions you're too afraid to ask, the hopes you're scared to hold on to, the pain you try to push down, none of it escapes Him. Oh, even when words fail you, faith doesn't have to. He hears the cry of your spirit, and He responds not always in the way you expect, but always in the way you need. Answers may come in peace, in strength, to endure, in doors opening when you least expect it. Never mistake delay for denial. Never assume silence means absence. God is near to the brokenhearted. He collects your tears as prayers. You may feel like no one understands, but your Father in heaven hears what no one else can. Your silence speaks to Him, and He listens. The presence of struggle is not the absence of God. Too often, we equate pain with punishment, silence with distance, and hardship with abandonment. But that is not how God operates. Struggle is not a sign that He has left you. In fact, it is often the evidence that He is closer than you realize. God's presence does not exempt us from trials. It sustains us through them. He is not only the God of the mountain, He is also the God who walks with you through the valley. When you look through Scripture, you'll find that some of the most anointed, chosen, and purpose-filled individuals face deep struggle. Joseph in the pit, David in the cave, Esther in the palace under pressure, Paul in prison. Even Jesus, the very Son of God, endured agony in Gethsemane. But in each case, God was not absent. He was present, shaping them, strengthening them, positioning them for destiny. Struggle has a way of stripping away illusions and revealing what's eternal. It shows you who God really is, not just a provider of comfort, but a sustainer of purpose. When everything around you is shaking, He becomes your anchor. When you feel like you're at your end, that's often when His strength begins. It's in those moments of pressure that potential is released. Don't let the presence of trouble cause you to question the presence of God. He does some of His deepest work in your most difficult seasons. Struggle doesn't disprove His love. It often reveals the depths of it. The storm may rage, but you're not alone in the boat. The fire may burn, but like with the 3 Hebrew boys, there's another in the flames with you. His presence is not proven by the absence of pain. It's proven by the peace and power He provides in the midst of it. You are a carrier of the kingdom. You are not just someone passing through life trying to survive or fit in. You were born with divine authority and filled with eternal content. When God formed you, He didn't just give you a body, He entrusted you with purpose. When you came into relationship with Him, He placed His Spirit within you. That means you don't merely represent yourself. You represent a government, a kingdom, a divine agenda from heaven. Wherever you go, the kingdom goes. You carry light into darkness, order into confusion, peace into chaos, and hope into despair. This is not about religion, it's about rulership. The kingdom of God is not a distant place you're trying to reach one day. It is a present reality that operates through you today. Jesus said the kingdom is within you, and that means you have access to wisdom, power, and authority that the world cannot understand or replicate. You are an ambassador of heaven, which means your assignment is not just to survive culture, but to influence it. You are not here to reflect the environment. You are here to transform it. Kingdom carriers don't adapt to dysfunction. They confront it with truth and love. You are not powerless. You have been given the keys of the kingdom, and what you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. That is not poetry. That is power. Don't underestimate what you carry. The gifts in you are not random. They are royal. The ideas, the dreams, the compassion, the boldness, they were all placed there to advance the king's purpose on earth. You are not just working a job or raising a family or serving at church. You are expanding territory. Every act of obedience, every step of faith, every word of life you speak is kingdom in motion. You carry heaven's agenda in your heart, and the world is waiting for its release. He is with you to the end. From the moment you took your first breath until the last beat of your heart, God's presence is constant and unwavering. He is not a part-time God who shows up only when things are easy or when you are in a sacred place. He is the eternal companion who walks beside you through every twist and turn of your journey. His promise is not just for the beginning, it is for the middle and the end. When the road gets rough, when the night seems endless, when hope feels distant, He is there. This truth should settle your heart. You will never face life's battles alone. The Creator of the universe is your refuge and your strength. You may feel weary, forgotten, or overwhelmed, but His presence is your assurance that no matter what, you are not abandoned. He is with you in the valleys of doubt and the mountaintops of joy. He is with you when the world applauds and when it rejects you. His presence is the thread that holds your story together, even when you cannot see how the pieces fit. He is faithful to the very end because His love is eternal. His commitment does not waver with your performance or your feelings. He is with you because He is God, the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. Nothing can separate you from His presence. Not failure, not fear, not distance, not time. Remember this always, no matter what you face, who doubts you, or how dark the path may seem, you are never alone, never unseen, and never unheard. God sees you with eyes of love, hears your deepest cries, and walks with you every step of the way. Your worth is not defined by circumstance, but by the unchanging presence of the Almighty. You were created with a purpose that no season can cancel, carrying the authority of the kingdom in your very being. Hold fast to this truth, because the same God who began a good work in you will bring it to completion. Stand strong, walk boldly, and live confidently, for you are deeply known, divinely appointed, and eternally held by the one who will never leave you until the end.